again, it's me, Grubby's wet, back again for another video. Hello. I have come across Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 1 spoilers. I'm not much of a spoiler guy, but I really want to go through Episode 1 with you. Close the video if you haven't caught up to Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, and you're not prepared to check out what's happening in Season 4, Episode 1, please just watch it up to Season 3. If you're really passionate about the show and actually want to get into it, watch it and catch up to it. Fuck the Walking Dead haters. Watch from Season 1 to 3, the whole episode, and every season, and actually go through it rather than nitpicking what you want to watch and then ask about, what's happening in Season 4? Why is everyone hopping over the show? You guys are sheep and bandwagoners. I've been on it since day one, since 2015, since April, my birthday, when it premiered. So, what do you want to call it? Here's Season 4, Episode 1. We're going to go through some of the spoilers. So, there's a new guy in town. His name is John. He's alone by the fire. He hears a noise in the woods. He hasn't spoken for a long time. So, John, one of those new characters with the hat, the cowboy-looking guy, this is him. He starts talking to him as out there. A walker growling. As it approaches him, he takes aim and shoots. So, when the walker falls, Morgan is standing behind it. So, he encounters Morgan while camping out, which is interesting. And then Morgan is at the Heapsters dump. He's washing clothes. A knock comes on the metal door. You know, like, one of those metal doors, like what Jadis was in a couple episodes ago, like last episode? I haven't reviewed that yet, but... You know, like how she's in that crate, and like, you know how there's living in those big crates, she just refurbishes it, so, a knock comes on the metal door, and then he answers it, it's Jesus from Hilltop. Jesus tries to talk to him coming back to Hilltop, he says nothing. And then another knock comes, Morgan is cooking. It's Carol, so Carol's outside. She wants him to come back to the kingdom. He says nothing, so no, he says no, you're not going to come back to the kingdom, I'm not going back to Hilltop. Yet another knock. This time it's Rick. He wants Morgan to come back to Alexandria. Come back with me. You'll end up with people one way or another. Come back. Yeah, Rick's right about this one. Because you always be with people. I think he wants new people. A different set of people. Like, I don't know what Morgan's trying to, like, do in his head. Like, what he's trying to do. Like, he'll always be with people one way or another. Exactly. Rick's right. Why not spend it with Rick and the people he's been with, you know? He kind of just joined up to like an all-out war, you know. He came from clear mode that whole time after Dwayne to Eastman. So he's been up and down. He was never been at peace. You guys thinking, he's Killer Man, then he's all good, then he's not. I think he's never been at peace, and then he goes from completely, you know, Eastman mode, chilling, and then goes all out war again. So, like, he's just been pushed to the brink. I think he's killed the most people out of Carol, Daryl, and Rick. I mean, his kill-death ratio, man, Morgan is man, he's insane. He's one of my favorite characters, honestly. Some people talk shit about him, but he's got such good development as a character. He's actually smart and knows what he's doing. Like, the amount of things that happened to him, like what he could have done, what he couldn't have, kind of like what happened to Rick, really. But I don't know. I feel like it happened more to Morgan though. So that comes back to the, you know, you'll be with people one way or another anyway. So I don't understand like what he's doing. He's trying to travel and get out. Like, there was a huge war, bro. There was a huge war. All that war was huge, bro. Like, all that war is fucking huge for TV fans. Like, for the TV show readers and the non-comic readers. Like, I've been a comic boy, but all that war was really bad, man. Like, that was the definition of a fight in the zombie apocalypse, of humans versus humans warfare. Like, the amount of warfare for humans to fight against each other that much in a war, when there's zombies they have to be worried about, the zombies that are killing, and they're killing each other. Like, that was a huge human-fed war. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, so yeah, last one is you'll end up with people one way or another. Come back. Next we see Morgan pack up and leaving the dump. So he leaves the dump. He walks, he runs, he drives until no gas and tires. Night and day he travels, and then he's in Texas. So he travels over to Texas. Flash forward. John asks Morgan to stay the night at camp. So when he meets John there, he says, "Oh, stay the night at camp." Morgan leaves early. They talk, and then Morgan leaves early. Morgan finds a tent with a land, and before he knows it, someone knocks him out. Two guys with guns. John sneaks up into Slum's one, so one of the cowboy guys that he met that night camping out. But then they both get caught. A SWAT truck pulls up. It's AI. It's Athena. Seeing that there's a new character in that huge truck we see. And then she takes Morgan and John to safety. She's a journalist. She asks questions and wants their stories. John talks, Morgan won't. Morgan keeps quiet about his stories, what he's seen. So yeah, she asks John about the stories, and Morgan keeps quiet. It just seems so casual. So these bad guys show up again, the guys that tried hurting John and Morgan. There's a battle, they want everyone to stuff. Sound familiar? So reminds me of the whole Negan thing back east where the huge fight, the huge war was from. There are walkers too. Morgan gets injured in the leg. Athena's a badass and takes out the walkers with her machine guns. After the fight, Morgan lets her do the interview. So he gets his leg gets busted up by these guys. Athena's a badass, takes out the walkers with her machine guns. After the fight, Morgan lets her do the interview. So Morgan confesses to her, does the interview. He tells her about a nice place, good people there, and there was a war. We won. I already left before I left. I get that quote. He won. His group won the war, but I already left before I left. So he's saying he was already planning on leaving before he actually left, before the war. You could see it happening, bro. Like, you could see his changes even right now, to episode 14. You could see it happen. Like, you could see him, like, want to go. Like, you know, all these thoughts pacing forward and front, face. You know what it is. Like, it's this killing thing. Like, it's not leaving him. He needs to go. So he already left before he left. There was a war. They won. He already left before he actually wanted to leave. He leaves Athena and John. He is walking. There is a walker. Before he get away, he falls just as the walker almost has him. John steps in to save the day, so John ends up saving Morgan. He agrees to go with him till his leg heals because his leg's screwed up. Someone is ahead on the road. It's a girl. She appears injured and crying. She says there are bad people out here. They stop to help. Just as Morgan is coming out of the truck with first aid, the girl jumps up with a gun and it's Alicia. Strand and Nick pops up from the side, roadside armed. Morgan, John, and Athena, take a prisoner. Athena nervously asks Alicia, "What's your story?" Wow. That's the synopsis of season 4, episode 1 there. Now, wow. Alicia taking Morgan and John prisoner at the end. She fakes being hurt. That reminds me of Daniel faking his leg being hurt and then end up killing those guys. Just for distraction. This doesn't seem like right for me for Alicia to take these 3 prisoners armed and like fake out. I don't know, I think they're just trying to get something off them. I don't think they're just trying to suss them out. They're not like, oh, give us your stuff and leave. I think they were just putting that act on, getting the prisoners to talk to them, rather than, killing them or taking their stuff. Doesn't seem like Alicia to me. Maybe she's changed over the last couple of years. I don't know, but what I do know is she's trying to take them as prisoner. Morgan explains a bit of the interview with that big war. I think that was one of the biggest wars, honestly, that we've seen. It was a huge war, bro. I'd love to hear some of the other apocalyptic wars and Walking Dead, and see what's going on in other communities, see if we've heard any big wars, because it's a huge community war. We had the Oceanside, technically. We had Alexandria, Kingdom, Hilltop, Saviors, Junkyard. We had... That was just in Virginia. That wasn't in Georgia, West Virginia. That wasn't in Ohio. That wasn't in LA. That wasn't in any other of these states. It was just one state, and it was like 4 or 5 communities just fighting. Like, that's insane. That was a big war, man. Like, I'm just see if there's any other wars going on that we don't know about in other communities. But overall, that's season 4, episode 1. Yeah, big highlights were the whole interview thing with Morgan telling about the war. We've got Alicia taking Morgan as prisoner with John and Athena. The new character Athena and John in this episode. We've got Morgan in it. We see Jesus and Rick and Carol in a Fear episode, which is pretty cool. Just seeing him before he leaves to Texas. I kind of feel bad him just leaving the group and going to Texas, man. It makes me feel bad, honestly. Like, yeah, that was the synopsis of season 4, episode 1. Honestly, I'm actually happy with it. Just that whole Morgan thing, man. I wish he kind of didn't leave and stayed with the Camus. I want to see what it'd be like, but it's interesting to see him out in Fear. I just hope, in a way he brings that community, Alicia and Co, back to Alexandria. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't see how that's going to happen. I think they're just going to stay in Texas, in the West, and not come to the East. I'm actually really curious, but to see how season 4 is going to go. Is he going to just stay there with that community? I don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've got a lot of Walking Dead stuff later. I just got to review the rest of season 8 and continue with the gaming and non-gaming. So have a good one, guys. Take it easy. Much love.
Yo, I ain't fearing for my team, so they can acquire Kruger, trying to make it.